I've never seen anyone pray like this woman. Have you ever been in a place where you felt so alone? It didn't matter what you did, who you talked to, or even where you went. The feeling of loneliness would just not go away. And there were times where you felt like giving up. You thought to yourself, is this all there is to life, to feel this way? Well, let me tell you something. There is a secret to overcoming loneliness. And that secret is found in realizing that you are not alone. God is with you. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but how can you say that? I feel so alone. Where is God in my life right now? Let me answer that question with a story. A long time ago, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young girl named Sarah. Now, Sarah was a kind and gentle soul who always had a smile on her face and a helping hand for those in need. But one day, tragedy struck when she lost her mother, the one person who had always been there for her. Overwhelmed with grief, Sarah began to question why God had taken her mother away from her. She felt abandoned and utterly alone in her pain. One evening, as Sarah sat by her window, tears streaming down her face, she heard a knock at the door. When she opened it, she saw an old woman standing there, someone she had never seen before. The woman entered without hesitation, noticing Sarah's tear-filled eyes. The old woman sat beside her and asked, "Why are you crying, child?" Unable to hold back her tears any longer, Sarah poured out her heart, sharing her feelings of abandonment and despair with the mysterious visitor. The old woman listened patiently, her gaze filled with understanding and compassion. When Sarah finished speaking, the old woman reached out, took Sarah's hand and said, "My dear, I know how you feel. I too have experienced the pain of losing someone close to me. But remember, you are never truly alone. Even in the darkest moments, God is always by your side." Hearing these words, Sarah felt a glimmer of hope amidst her sorrow. The old woman continued, "God may seem silent at times, but His presence is a constant in your life. Look around you and you will see His love and care all the more clearly." Puzzled, Sarah asked, "But where do I see God's love and care? Everything seems so painful and difficult right now." The old woman smiled knowingly and replied, "In the simplest things, child. When you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, when you hear the birds singing in the trees, or when you see the beauty of nature all around you, that is God's way of showing you that He cares. He is the source of all beauty and goodness, and He wants you to find joy in His creation, even in your time of sorrow." The old woman then led Sarah outside, where they stood together amidst the lush greenery and clear blue sky. "Look around you," the old woman said softly. "Can you not see God's love here? In the flowers that bloom, in the gentle breeze, in the vast expanse of the sky, and in the very air you breathe. These are signs of God's presence, reminding you that you are never truly alone." Sarah took a deep breath, allowing the serenity of nature to wash over her. For the first time since her mother's passing, she felt a sense of calm. She realized that while her mother was physically absent, her love and memory lived on in Sarah's heart. And in the beauty of the world around her, Sarah discovered new strength and solace. She understood that life would never be the same without her mother, but she could carry on, cherishing the moments they shared and finding comfort in the belief that one day they would be reunited. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the land, it was time for the old woman to depart. Before leaving, she turned to Sarah and said, "Remember, child, God is with you always. Trust in Him, lean on Him, and He will guide you through the toughest moments of your life. You are stronger than you think, and with God by your side, you can overcome any challenge." With a final wave, the old woman disappeared into the twilight, leaving Sarah with a renewed sense of purpose and faith. Now, I want you to think about this. Throughout the entire story, Did Sarah actually see God? No. But the whole time God was working behind the scenes to send her help. See, sometimes God works in mysterious ways, and even when we don't see him, he is always there. Just like the old woman who came into Sarah's life at just the right moment to offer guidance and support. God sends people into our lives to help us when we are feeling alone or forgotten. These individuals may not be saints, but God uses them to extend his love and bring comfort to those who need it the most. You see, many times God uses ordinary people like you and me to be his hands and feet, to be his voice and action. So whenever you are feeling lonely or in need, remember that God has not forgotten you. Instead of focusing on your aloneness, shift your attention to those around you. Offer a helping hand, a listening ear, or simply a kind word to someone who needs it. By doing so, you will not only make a positive impact on someone's life, but also experience the fulfillment that comes from serving others. And in those moments of service, you will feel God's presence working through you. You might not see him, but you will know that he is there, guiding and supporting you every step of the way. Many times we complain that God hasn't answered our prayers, but we only focus on the fact that he hasn't answered our prayers, and we forget that he has answered our prayers. See, God has already answered many of your prayers, and I know it may not feel like it right now, but just take a moment and look back over your life, and you will see that God has already done amazing things for you. He has given you life itself. He has given you the ability to breathe, to think, to feel, and to experience all that life has to offer. He has blessed you with friends, family, and people who love you. And he has provided for your needs, big and small. And even in the tough times, God has been with you. He has helped you through difficult situations, healed your hurts, and given you strength when you were weak. You may not have noticed it at the time, but I can tell you God was there. So take some time today to thank God for all that he has done for you. Remember all the ways he has answered your prayers and shown you his love and faithfulness. As you do, you will begin to see that you are not alone. God is with you, and he will never leave you or forsake you. See, we live in a broken world, and we will experience pain, suffering, and loneliness. But when we turn our hearts and minds to God, he gives us the strength to endure. He gives us hope for the future, and he promises to be with us no matter what. So the next time you feel alone, remember that God is with you. Call out to him, trust in his promises, and know that he will never leave you or forsake you. In conclusion, I want to remind you that you are not alone. God is with you always. His presence is a source of strength, comfort, and hope in times of trouble. So hold on to your faith, lean on God's unwavering love, and know that he will guide you through the challenges you face. Remember the story of Sarah and the mysterious old woman. Just as the old woman brought solace and guidance to Sarah in her time of need, God too sends his helping hand into our lives through various means. It may not always be visible to our eyes, but we can trust that he is working in mysterious ways to bring us comfort and support. So whenever you feel isolated or overwhelmed, reach out to others, offer help, and be a beacon of kindness yourself. By doing so, you will not only make a difference in someone's life, but also experience the profound fulfillment that comes from serving others. In the act of service, you will feel God's presence working through you. You might not see him with your physical eyes, but you will know in your heart that he is by your side, guiding and blessing your efforts. We understand that life can be tough, and you may be going through a hard season right now, which is why we have content that helps you grow closer to God each day. If you are interested, just take a look. Have a good life, my friend, and I hope to see you soon.